Hi, Robert. Thanks for joining us and
Pleasure.
welcome over here. Uh, One quick question. What does innovation in today's term mean to a young leader?
Well, I think it's a opportunity ticket. I really think that the companies, organizations, large and small, are really looking to young people to infuse new ideas, passion, energy, and the one thing that they lack is simply experience. They've got the ideas, so they really just need to kind of get grounded, first of all, in the legacy systems and the political structure of the organization, but then to begin to figure out where they can innovate. And I think that's going to be the critical thing. So I think this young generation has a lot to offer, and I see a lot of older, more entrenched managers really not taking full advantage of the talents that these young people bring to bear.
We have a lot of new young generation coming into the workforce. How can they add on to the creation of more innovation in today's environment?
Well, by practicing and honing what I call their I skills. Everyone in the workforce was hired because they have certain technical skills, because they have certain functional skills, they have certain execution skills, and hopefully they have people skills. But the new set of skills, the one set of skills that are really going to be valuable as we move into this hyper-competitive future, are innovation skills, or what I call I skills. Well, what are these? They are such things as, can you as an individual walk into a thorny situation, a problem, a challenge that the group is facing, and yet you're able to use brainstorming techniques that get people in a creative mindset? Can you solve problems and make decisions where not all the facts are on the table? Can you collaborate with people? Can you sell your ideas? Can you network with people inside and outside your organization to solve the problems that you need to solve? Those are the kinds of skills that we don't learn in school. But those are the kinds of skills that the aggressive, the successful young people are going to really want to try to master.
Another basic question which most youngsters have is: do you need to be born innovative, or to create innovation it can be learned in a school, or do we need an environment, or is it a combination of things? What's your take on that?
Well, that's a question that in the 24 years I've been in the innovation field, I've probably I wish I had a nickel for every time that, but it's certainly true, because there's so many people that have the mindset that, hey, you're either born with this sort of set of skills or you're not. And I think part of my purpose on this earth is to go around and to help people disabuse themselves of that assumption. Granted, some people are going to have certain thinking styles. They're going to be more data-driven, more quantitative, more comfortable, with detail orientation. Others are going to be more wild and visionary. I mean, we know this from research into the quote-unquote innovation styles. But the fact of the matter is, if you step back a bit, you say, well, okay, let's say I'm not somebody who tends to come up with all the great ideas. Well, just partner with other people and coax out their creativity. I do this all the time in my organization. I say, hey guys, here's a problem I want to share with you guys. You guys are bright and brilliant. What would you do? What are some things we could do? And then we'll mind map that. So it's a matter of technique. But to say, well, gee, I can't play in this sandbox because I wasn't born with these talents, that's an obsolete notion.
Obviously, the whole world has gone through a dramatic change in the last couple of years with the economic condition. So what role is innovation playing in the environment nowadays? Has that become much higher on the scale of organizations?
Well, there have been some studies that show that innovation as a top 3 priority in organizations has fallen a bit, but it's only 3 percentage points. And I think that's revealing about the importance of innovation in this global hyper-competitive economy. I mean, if we sort of get into a hunker down mode in our organization where all we're trying to do is cut costs, optimize, then our pipeline for new ideas, process, product, innovation, service is going to be threadbare. And you see the difference. It's like two racers. One is eating nutritious food and getting plenty of hydration and water. That athlete is just going to charge ahead. And that's what we're seeing with companies today that think they can just sort of take a couple of years out here to deal with this reset economy, this global downturn. You can't do that. The best don't rest in this economy.
Is there a change and shift of where innovation, California has been known for, hub of innovation, the Silicon Valley part of it. Have you seen any shift from a geographic perspective from innovation?
Well, everybody has been really trying to study Silicon Valley and figure out what the secret sauce is there. And I think as I travel the world, I'm privileged to work in 40 countries, so I go from one continent to the next. And what I see is that the best practices of Silicon Valley are today being practiced in many locations, in Israel and India and China and Taiwan and other countries, in Singapore, to a very large extent. I mean, they're using this sort of openness, this open innovation, this approach of doing away with the hierarchy, kind of taking those techniques. So Silicon Valley really needs to kind of read its own rule book or its own playbook and figure out how do we inculcate this, because if they don't watch out, I think these other areas are going to out-innovate us.
How do new organizations foster innovation as a process? Is that possible to build a methodology and create a structure where innovation, or it needs to be freewheeling?
Well, it's interesting. Startups, new organizations, they're all about innovation. They may not be organized about it. They may make a lot of mistakes. They may reinvent the wheel occasionally, but it's a constant experimentation in these smaller, more nimble startup organizations. And so they're going to sink or swim, succeed or fail. But those are not the organizations that I'm so worried about or concerned about. I'm more concerned about the calcified, bureaucratic organizations that have begun to rest on their laurels, because it doesn't really matter the industry today. It's just amazing. I'm exposed to so much behind the scenes, but even what the public is seeing. I mean, what the public is reading, the nature of competition today can change, as I say, from being a company being a champ to a chump overnight, and it's just absolutely essential that we involve everybody in the innovation process.
What role does awards and recognitions play in terms of accelerating or creating innovation in an organization? Is that a mandatory thing, or some organizations do that better? Any flavor on that, if you can share with our audience?
Well, if an organization is innovative, if its CEO emphasizes and supports innovation, if there is a process in place, the reward for innovation doesn't really need to be very, very big, because the reward is intrinsic. I get to work on an exciting project. I get to grow. I get to work with very bright people. We're doing something new to the world here. This gets you coming back to work. I mean, this makes, as some of the people that we interviewed in this new book, it's called Innovation is Everybody's Business, but they said, Robert, I can't wait to get to work. I work with this really great group of people. I mean, we laugh. If you walk by the conference room, you would from time to time hear gales of laughter. You would hear sharp debates, but friendly debate. You would hear sometimes people slap their hand on the table. That's the way we do it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And so the reward is richer relationships with other people. The reward is that you get to do something exciting and push yourself and learn and grow, and then you come away with something. You did something and it was successful. You now have that project on your resume. You have that project under your belt. You have innovated, and that is the gift that keeps on giving. I call that in the entertainment industry, they call that residuals. You get paid every time your commercial plays or your movie plays or whatever. But in corporate life, the residual is your reputation. People remember that you were the person that spearheaded that collaborative team that got that job done. That's the reward. That's in here. It's not rewarding with little frequent flyer mile type chits or whatever. I'm not opposed to those sort of things, but the real reward is just getting to deal with something new here.
So it's basically passion and innovation goes side by side is what
Correct.
What I'm hearing. A youngster who's passing out of school, college, and is there anything you would like to tell him that he needs to do during those times which are crucial time when he's passing out of school and learning in the school, which will help him be better thinker from a creating innovation point of view?
I would just say, ask as many questions of your elders as you possibly can, and try to absorb their wisdom, and try to read all that you can of the business books that are out there, the newspapers and magazines, and really inform yourself about what are the trends. And if, as you get into an organization, there's a new topic and it just gets floated a little bit in the media, but not much emphasis on it, something new, then pounce on that and begin to research that and start a file on that. I like a physical file. I'm an old-fashioned kind of a guy in a lot of ways. But put materials, anything, articles, blogs, anything you're reading on that, and then go away somewhere quietly without interruption and think your own thoughts. What does this mean to the organization? How can we take advantage of this? How can I, as an individual, inform and be the knowledge broker or the thought leader when it comes to this topic, so that other people in the organization say, hey, I think that I've heard that you know something about topic X. That's how you build your stature in the organization.
Cool. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for spending your time today.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.